99 were injured. Unfortunately, the number of those killed jumped up to 119 last year.
A lot of the heaters that they use they're older, so they don't have a lot of the safety features that the newer heaters have.
FEMA reports most victims of house fires are children and the elderly.
They're just not able to make it out of their house fast enough. They get to the point where they're asleep and they wake up and their room is enveloped with smoke, so they're just not able to make it out. Kids get scared, they want to hide in places, and it makes it harder for firefighters going in to get them out.
Stop, drop, and roll. Yes, I said stop, drop, and roll.
Education is key to saving lives. That's why the Lindale Fire Department hosts this puppet show for children.
We believe it's very important. The earlier you can teach kids how to deal with an emergency, the better it is and the calmer they will be to mitigate a situation in an effective manner.
And stop!
This isn't your typical stop, drop, and roll program. They've added an extra life-saving step that every child and parent should know.
And then this year we went over mainly focused on what to deal with is if your clothes catch on fire, to stop, drop, cover your face and roll. Kind of a new thing is just to protect your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. Those are vital organs and vital senses.
I'm a little fire truck. Tall ladders reach so high.
In Tyler, first responders read stories to kids at the library and show them what their gear looks like to make them comfortable with firefighters.
If we come into their home or any other time, even if it's not for a fire, but if we have to show up to their house, they're not scared so much like we're a stranger. They can kind of be a little more comfortable with us.
Parents say programs like these can be a lifesaver when seconds matter.
If they ever are in a situation that they need help from officials or rescue teams, that they know how to recognize them and are able to spot them and go up to them and not be scared.
It's never too late to learn. These Tyler ISD students are learning how smoke and heat transfer during a house fire by setting this dollhouse ablaze.
Just going through the cracks in the wall.
Students say the demonstration is eye-opening.
It took a lot away how it moves through walls, and we didn't put a fire in a room by itself, and it was still smoke in the room, it threw me off. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Over 1,300 structure fires were reported in East Texas in 2016, most of them caused by heating and cooking.
Sit down with the kids and talk to them about it, just like you would anything else, is a big thing. Talk to them about lighters and matches and fire safety and not playing with that stuff.
So what should you do to keep your family safe in the event of a fire? Everyone in the house should crawl low under any smoke to avoid poisonous gas. Before opening a door, feel the doorknob. If it's hot, there could be flames on the other side. And if you can't get out, close the door and cover vents and cracks with cloth or tape. Then call 911 and tell first responders where you are.
Getting working smoke detectors up and testing them regularly is a good idea.
This house on Grand Avenue in Tyler did not have working smoke detectors at the time of the blaze, prompting the fire department to knock on doors to ensure everyone has one.
I think it was very impactful that what they were doing for the community to, make sure that it doesn't happen again, to give people warning, hey, this is what you need and how to do it.
Because big or small, fire safety is for all. Isaac Ramirez, KETK News.
And you just saw him there in the video. Captain Jeremy LaRue from the Lindale Fire Department is here now with more about the fire safety education program geared toward children. Thank you so much for being here.
Very welcome.
All right, so you brought a couple friends along with you. Who are these guys?
I did. This is Firefighter Frank and this is Firefighter Stan, or Stan for short.
Okay, great. And what do you guys do with this program with Frank and Stan?
We do a puppet show for several day schools around the Lindale area, and we do our pre-K, kindergarten, all the way up through 3rd grade. Every year for Fire Prevention Week, we go to all these schools and daycares and do different programs. It changes every year as to what we focus on, but our hope is that the kids that see us all the way from pre-K to 3rd grade get all the different scenarios by the time they get all the way through school.
Yeah. Now, how effective do you guys think this program has been so far in starting the kids so early with fire safety?
From hearing from residents around town, we hear the kids come home singing the songs that the puppets sing or that Sparky sings. We hear that what they've learned, they know how to make fire escape plans, they know where to meet up after if there's an emergency. In several instances, we've had emergencies where kids actually knew what to do and they told their parents they remembered it from school.
Yeah. Wow. Well, there we go. I mean, results right there.
Absolutely.
I remember as a kid, firefighters coming and teaching us about fire safety, but we didn't have the puppet aspect, but it's more kid friendly and more interactive and maybe makes the kids feel more comfortable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
They really interact well with what we do. They get into it, they'll dance and sing, and it's a fun experience.
Yeah. Now, how long has the Lindale Fire Department been doing this program?
I think we've been doing the puppet show around 8 or 9 years now.
Okay.
So I've been doing it with them for 5 years now.
Yeah.
So we hope to keep it going. I don't think we're going to stop anytime soon.
Now, do you just stay in the Lindale area, or?
We've actually gone to other school districts. We had a member of our fire department, his sister taught at a different school district, so we went over there and did a show all day for their school. We have helped out around other areas if the need arises, but typically we usually stay around Lindale.
Yeah. Now, if we have any teachers out there that think that, hey, we're close to Lindale, this would be great for us.
You can always try to reach out and see, and if we can fit it in, we'll try our best to.
See if it's doable. Yeah, because I mean, you guys are also.
The more kids you reach, the better.
Yes. Exactly. Now, tell us a little bit about stop, drop, and roll. Now, when I was in school, it was just stop, drop, and roll, but now it's stop, drop,
cover your face and roll. Absolutely. Stop, drop, and roll has been around for a long time. A little while back, the initiative to cover your face came in because your eyes, ears, nose, and mouth are all on your face. If you catch on fire, fire goes up. You got to protect your vital organs. So we teach kids to always cover their face when they roll, just because it'll help protect them in the long run.
Yeah. Wow. And of course, firefighters in their gear, if a child is in the house and they see firefighters, it can be very scary to see you guys
It
like
can.
that.
We've had to adapt and overcome over the years just with the cancer causing agents that we're around. Used to, we would get in our gear from toe to head, let the kids see us progress from firefighter Jeremy to in my big yellow suit with my air pack and my mask, because we look different, we sound different. And in a smoke-filled room, if they're hiding under a bed or in a closet, which kids tend to do, if they hear us and we sound different, they'll know to come to us and not run from us or hide more. We still do that, but we don't let the kids really touch and feel us anymore, just because we don't want to get stuff on them. But we'll stay away and go through the whole process.
They at least know what to look for. And you know, parent to parent, just even trying to imagine your kid in a situation where they have to make a life-changing decision, a life-saving decision on their own, in a situation where their house is on fire. What is the most important message that you could convey to parents about teaching their kids fire safety?
The most important thing for parents is everybody's different. Everybody's house is different. The most important thing, develop a fire safety plan. Have their kids know where their room is, know 2 ways to get out. They may think the only way out's the door. You can go out a window. So know 2 ways out. Know when you get outside where you can meet up, okay? Because a lot of times, if parents get outside and can't find their babies, they say, I can't find my baby. The last place we saw them was in there. As a fireman, that changes our dynamic. We'll go in a house without a hose line if we have to save a kid. But if everybody's accounted for, changes our tactics, then we do business as normal. So as long as they know how to get out and where to meet up to be safe and be accounted for, that's the biggest thing that we try to get. After every fire safety show that I do, I give the kids homework. I tell them to go home and talk to their mommies and daddies, create a fire plan, go to a safe meeting spot and know where that is, and then report back to school so I can tell Sparky that they did it.
Perfect. You know what, and I even remember firefighters coming to my school in the 2nd grade, and I remember coming home and saying, we need a meeting spot, and we picked the oak tree in our front yard, but you know what, it's very effective and it works, and it's so wonderful what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We love doing it.
So. Well, it's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you know, KETK has officially partnered with the Red Cross for their Sound the Alarm Save a Life campaign. The goal is to install smoke detectors in every home that needs them. Over the past year, volunteers, including some of us here at the station even, have gone out across East Texas installing smoke alarms for our neighbors, including this past Saturday. Now, it may not sound pleasant, but it is powerful and saves lives.
Families have on average 2 minutes to get out of their home after a smoke alarm goes off. If you don't get awakened, if you don't know that you need to get out, that reduces your chances of surviving.
Now, after several deadly fires in our area last year, the volunteers say they wanted to help keep their community and neighbors safe. And they'll be out in East Texas neighborhoods for several weeks to come. Now, Tammy Prater here with the American Red Cross, the East Texas Division. Tammy, what else can you tell us about this wonderful campaign that you guys have started? How old is it, and how can we get involved?
Well, we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, and every year we gain a little bit more momentum. But we've installed over the last 4 or 5 years over 3,000 free smoke alarms in East Texas.
Wow.
Last Saturday, we had a great group of folks get together, and we installed, over 100 smoke alarms in about 2 hours. And what I love about this program is, yes, we're doing a service, we're providing these smoke alarms for folks, but we're bringing communities together. We had Red Cross volunteers from all over East Texas. We had a Boy Scout group. We had a Hispanic church, and we had firefighters from 3 different volunteer departments and from the Smith County Fire Marshal's office. Everybody working together, everybody out in the community, and providing a great service. So it's about community and service, and that's what I love about the program the most.
Yeah, and also being here, being a native East Texan, being East Texan, it's in our blood to want to help our community and better our community. So I can totally see how at the end of something like this, you crave wanting to do more. And you guys actually have more of these drives planned. Tell us about that.
We will be out in a couple of weeks in the Starville community, working again with the Starville CME Church, and putting up smoke alarms there. And we did a workplace presentation a few days ago, and we had almost 40 people sign up.
Oh, wow.
So, our biggest challenge is having the boots on the ground to do it, but once we have them, we can do wonderful things. And we've been working, I think we've installed 400 or 500 over in the Longview area, and have a waiting list there. So, I mean, it just, once people realize that they need to have those smoke alarms, they only have 2 minutes to get out of their home. And the big thing that I want to remind everyone, especially with the elderly, your smoke alarm is only good for 10 years. The one you put in 25 years ago needs to be replaced, and we're happy to come out and do that.
That's fantastic. And it really, the name of the drive, Sound the Alarm, Save a Life, it really does save lives. And unfortunately, in my line of business, we have to report on fatal house fires in East Texas almost every year, and it's just devastating because a lot of times they don't have those smoke alarms, and I'm sure you see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Now, does your department help with smoke alarms?
We do. We carry smoke alarms on each of our frontline apparatus. If we make a medical run or an investigation or something like that, and we hear a smoke alarm chirping, we'll offer to at least give them a battery to put it in, or we carry actual smoke detectors where we can put one on each floor of the house for them. And we do that at no charge. We've gotten really good with donations, so we usually have a stock, and we'll keep doing it as long as we can.
And that's really important to mention, the no charge situation. And Tammy, you've got some statistics as well. Some people don't have these smoke alarms because of the cost.
Right. We've done a lot of surveys with the Red Cross, and 1 in 10 Americans does not have a smoke alarm because they can't afford to pay for them. And that's roughly something like 33 million people don't have smoke alarms in this country. And every single day, 7 people in this country die because they didn't have a smoke alarm.
Wow, that is just a devastating statistic. And Patrick, with the Office of Emergency Management, you guys, your #1 platform is preparedness.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and with smoke alarms and smoke detectors, is that part of?
It is. We try to get out every year battery changes on smoke alarms. A lot of people don't think about that's the last thing you think about until it starts chirping at you.
Yeah.
But we try to push for every time the clock changes, we change twice a year. Change your batteries and your smoke alarms at the same time. The Rusk County Emergency Services District in Rusk County also does the same thing. We do smoke alarms. We help install them. We'll take them out. ESD goes out and buys a pallet of smoke alarms, and then if the cities or anybody in the county needs help, we'll go out and help. The volunteer departments, the City of Henderson Fire Department, we go out and we'll install them into people's houses.
Wow. Yeah, and daylight saving time is coming up.
It's coming up.
March 8th. Yeah, that's the perfect time to switch out those batteries. Yeah. Now, Tammy, if people want to volunteer to help you guys with this campaign, what can they do?
Basically, they can contact our office in Tyler, Longview. They can go online and click on, volunteer at redcross.org. There are a number of different ways to get involved, but the main thing is if you do not have a working smoke alarm in your home, please call your fire department, call the Red Cross. We want you to be safe. We want your family to be safe.
There are resources available to help you. You just have to ask for it. Yeah, well, okay, what other resources, speaking of, do you guys provide for children and fire safety?
We have several different programs. First of all, we have a new program called Pedro the Penguin.
Okay.
And that's geared for kindergarten through 2nd grade. It's age-based curriculum. And then we have a 3rd through 5th grade program called the Pillowcase program, and it teaches preparedness and for fire safety. In our area, we also do tornado safety. But the cool thing about it's age appropriate. But in addition to teaching the preparedness information, we also teach some things on teaching children how to cope with fear. Going back to what Captain Jeremy said about, children can be afraid of the fire and of the people there to help them.
Yes, exactly.
But we teach them something, like mindful breathing.
Yeah.
A child can be taught to mindful breathe, in other words, to calm down and know what to do. The studies show that knowing what to do and relates it to reducing that fear. It quickens the response, and actually in the long term builds the recovery.
Yeah.
People who are prepared are better able to cope. And the same thing goes for children.
That makes sense. And if you have a plan, you have to practice the plan as well.
Additionally, we have a really cool thing. It's an online app called Monster Guard.
Okay.
And Monster Guard is a wonderful little plan that teaches preparedness, but it's a fun game and it's free on your go to Apple Store or the Google Play, and you can download it for free, and they can earn badges and all kinds of fun things. It has all sorts of simulated things where they can move through a home to figure out how to escape and identify the smoke alarms. But
survival situation.
And it's an all hazards thing. It also teaches tornado safety and other types of safety.
Very cool, and that's free.
Absolutely free.
That's wonderful. Yeah, well, another thing we sadly have to report on all too often, fires started by space heaters. People use them to stay warm, but if you don't use them correctly, they can be dangerous. And if you're going to use one, make sure to keep it away from blankets, curtains, debris, other clutter, remembering to plug it directly into an outlet, not an extension cord, and to turn it off before you go to bed.
Across the nation, once wintertime hits, space heater fires that are related to either space heaters or some type of alternative heating other than your normal furnace. We see, an increase in those type of fires.
He adds you should also be cautious about handling a space heater once it's plugged in, or if you just turned it off, because some of those units can cause some serious burns. And Texas ranks 6th in the nation for cooking and grease fires. This is usually an issue we usually talk about during the holiday season because of all the cooking that's involved with our Thanksgiving and Christmas celebrations. But these type of fires can happen year-round. Just remember, if you come face to face with a grease fire, do not use water to put it out. Experts say pour baking soda or salt on top of the flames. They also advise against using flour or baking powder. They have a different chemical makeup and will not react the same way. That's something new to me because I was always taught grease fire, throw flour on it, but apparently not anymore. Yeah, now Patrick Dooley works for the Rusk County Office of Emergency Management, as we were talking about earlier. Now, Patrick, these are just a few of the fires that we see, but especially this time of year, but what do you see on a regular basis?
This time of year we see a lot of grass and woods fires.
Yeah.
especially this so far, we haven't had a very wet year at all. So a lot of our fires out there, we have a 2 days worth of rain. We have a lot of wind after the rain. It dries everything out, and then we have all this dry grass out there. And like during the spring and early summer, everything kind of reblooms. Well, this time of year in fall and winter, it doesn't rebloom. So then, once it's dead, it
dead
real
and brown
and brown, and it's
perfect kindling.
It is. It's perfect kindling. We also talked to people about fire safety for their homes, for wildland fire safety for their homes. The Texas A&M Forest Service has a deal for a risk system they have set up to where people can go on and learn about making sure you pull leaves and stuff away from your house, dead foliage and stuff like that, because that's another good way to start a fire. We see a lot of them where someone's working a personal grass fire at their house, or they've got a burn pile and they haven't cleared that stuff away, and it ends up catching those leaves in a fire next to the house. Next thing you know, if it's a pier and beam house or a trailer house, something, it seeps up under there, and then you've got a house fire at that point where they were just trying to burn some limbs and leaves out there, and now they've got this to contend with as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, a lot of people think just because it's cold outside, the fire danger isn't there, because you think cold, hot doesn't mix together, but yeah, a lot of times this time of year we see a lot of grass fires, so that definitely makes sense. Now, what are some of the common mistakes that you see people make when it comes to, you know, all of a sudden their house is on fire? Oh, I didn't know that would cause that, or precautions that they just didn't take.
You've got your Scentsy burners, your candles.
Yeah.
People not taking care of them and paying attention. They'll leave them on by accident, or not blow them out when they get ready to leave the house. Talking about heaters, a lot of times the older heaters that still plug in, the newer ones, when you knock them over, they shut off. These older ones, they don't shut off, and so then you've got a heater that's on the carpet or something, or on the wood, and all of a sudden, there you go, you've got a house fire because it didn't shut off. Same thing with your gas fireplaces and stuff. Folks getting stuff too close to them and not taking care of them, not cleaning out the chimney. Every year we get a lot of chimney fires that we have to go out on. If you have the ones that have the gas jets that help assist starting a fireplace, they don't clean those, and next thing you know, they just think they barely turn it on, and it poof, boom, a big poof.
Yeah.
And so we try to get people to make sure that they understand they need to get that stuff cleaned out.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Now, going out on fires and fighting them afterwards, whenever the fire marshal comes out and investigates what the cause of the fire is, what are some of the common ones that you've seen?
Real Christmas trees. Christmas trees dry out, they go up like a matchstick. Like he said, chimney flue fires, they don't get it cleaned out and all the creosote build up. It'll either jet out the top and make a real pretty flame, or it can burn through the wood structure surrounding the chimney and burn the roof off a house. And had that happen not long ago, where the homeowner was actually home and didn't know that his house was on fire.
Oh my goodness.
So, and the ESDs are so big around here that even with day staffing, I mean, it can be 12-15 minutes out in the county down these county roads before we can get there.
Right.
And it's really disheartening when you can see it when you can't get there quick enough.
Yeah, and I've also seen stories where they do live out in the county, and you guys can't access their house because they're down a small dirt road, or they don't have water. Do you advise people, if you're going to live out in the county, build your own home, that maybe you build a tank, a pond nearby as well? Does that even work?
Well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, we fought a house fire out in the county a couple of winters ago, and we used brush trucks. We did it 300 gallons at a time. We had 9,000 gallons of water sitting on a county road, but they lived about 1.5 miles up a dirt road that we couldn't get down. Just little things. If you're going to have gated entrances, make your gates big enough, make your entrances wide enough to accommodate a fire truck, build your road to a spec where we're not going to sink anything getting to you. Just little things like that nobody thinks about. Have clear addresses on your fence or on your gate where we're not driving up and down the road trying to find it. So.
And is there more of a need for volunteer firefighters?
Always a need for volunteers. Absolutely. There's always a need. I know all these volunteer departments are continually putting people on. Kind of have a high turnover rate sometimes because people move off, but we're always in need for boots on the ground.
Who is your target audience? Your perspective when you're wanting more volunteer firefighters, who are you asking for to come help?
Asking for anybody that wants to help.
Yeah.
We'll teach you what you need to know.
Yeah.
You can come to us with no experience at all. We'll go through a background check because we're allowed into people's houses on their worst day. They trust us with their lives, with their family, and we take that very seriously. So you have to pass a thorough background check, but we'll teach you everything you need to know.
Yeah, wow. And Tammy, you guys don't just help with fire safety, fire education and prevention, but you're also there after a family has lost everything.
Absolutely, on their worst day.
Yeah.
And you know, it's amazing, and it doesn't matter whether, you know, it's a family with few resources or maybe a family with more resources. The shock, the grief of just losing everything that they own, and it's compelling to want to help in that situation. Interestingly enough, the Red Cross has chapters all over the country. Every county in this nation is covered by a Red Cross chapter somewhere. There are 260 some odd chapters in the country. And if you look at the East Texas chapter, we're about in the middle in terms of population size and geographic square mileage size. We rank number 66 for house fire responses.
Wow.
We're in the top 25% for house fire responses.
Wow.
Which, again, our surveys show that 2 in 5 people think they're more likely to win the lottery than they are to have a house fire. That's not true in East Texas. It's just not true.
Yeah. Now, what do you think the problem is there? Do you think it's lack of education or poverty or a mixture, perhaps?
There's a mixture.
Okay.
You know, these guys could probably speak more to substandard housing that doesn't have good wiring, that's not built to current code. Those exist. And so poverty definitely plays a part, but it's not just that. Some of it's ignorance and some of it's denial.
Yeah.
They think disasters happen to it happens to other people, not to me.
Yeah, wow. And there was actually a statistic that spoke about the millennials, which I'm a part of the millennial generation, and I was just aghast with it about space heaters.
Right. 30% of the millennials, I can't say it, the millennials,
it's a weird word.
Who were surveyed said they'd left a space heater on, left the house with a space heater on.
Left the house. That is just terrifying to think about. My goodness. Also, I wanted to talk about cell phone chargers. I know I admit to leaving my cell phone charger plugged into the wall, and when I pull it out, oh my goodness, it's really hot. Have you guys responded to fires or seen any sort of fire started with a cell phone charger?
We've seen a couple with hot spots.
Okay.
The batteries getting overheated on a hot spot. And, they got to the point where they were smoking, but we didn't have any kind of actual fire. But I mean, the battery blows up and it poofs up real big, and then all of a sudden you're just waiting for this thing to blow up, and you just take it outside and we're done with it. But yeah, I've seen it happen.
Yeah, working in the news, we've seen off-brand cell phone chargers that you can buy on Amazon, made in China. Those are the ones that have, you know, and they don't have to issue recalls on them, that can really cause some damage there. Well, Patrick, what other resources do you guys provide for the community as far as fire preparedness or response?
We have 14 departments within our county that actually go out and like I said, help assist people with all different types of calls. I mean, the firefighter nowadays is just a handyman more than anything. I mean, you go from fighting fire to I mean, you're a public servant through and through.
Yeah.
So we go out and help with, like I said, the smoke alarms, putting them up. We go out, we'll do education. Our fire departments go out like Captain LaRue's do. We go out and we'll talk to school districts out there about fire safety. Just different things. We try to educate churches. People want to come in and sit down and talk to a church. If my house catches on fire, what can I do to protect myself better? One of the big things we push is closing doors. So a lot of people don't think about it at night, but at night when you go to bed, close your door. Because if a fire happens in some other part of your house, you have a lot better chance of not inhaling all the smoke and everything to that extent. Keeps temperature down in there and it gives you a better chance of getting out of your house than not getting out. That door is wide open and you're asleep. You don't know about it until it's too late most times.
Yeah. Wow, that's excellent advice right there. You know, as we wrap up our roundtable discussion tonight, I'd like to ask from each of you, what is the most important message that you would like to convey to our viewers tonight? Not putting you on the spot, Captain LaRue, but I'll start with you.
Like I said, the most important thing that I can get anybody to convey is know your surroundings, know different ways to get out. Don't trap yourself just by lack of knowledge.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Yeah, lack of knowledge. Educate yourself. And Tammy?
Make a plan. Make sure your whole family has a plan. And you know, if you have grandchildren who stay in your home, you need to have a plan, and the grandchildren need to know that plan.
Yes.
Children that come visit all the time, they need to know what the plan is. And you know, obviously, businesses and churches, the schools by law have to have a plan, but you know, other organizations that congregate people, they need to have a plan.
Yeah.
And that's something that these guys and Red Cross be glad to help with.
Yeah, fabulous. Patrick?
Smoke detectors. Smoke detectors save lives, making sure they are working.
Yeah.
Changing those batteries. That's the biggest thing I push. I push my kids, make sure that we get the batteries changed, because I'll forget as well, but I guarantee you one of mine will tell you, hey, we need to change batteries.
Yeah.
If the time has changed, let me get up here and get the battery changed.
Perfect.
Just education all the way around. Teach your kids, show them what they should and should not do when it comes to fire. And just being self-aware.
Yeah, and Patrick, speaking of kids, I'd like to congratulate you.
Thank
He
you.
is here tonight. He has a one-day-old right now. Oh my goodness, a father of how many children now? 8.
Yes.
That is just incredible. Congratulations. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, we appreciate it. You guys are all public servants. It is definitely a God's calling what you guys are doing and what you choose to do to serve and protect our community. And we really thank you for taking some time out tonight to speak with us and to speak to our viewers as well. We hope that you can possibly take away some useful information from what you learned tonight about fire safety that could ultimately save a life. That is our goal here tonight.